Hello, everyone. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can start.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now. Yes, first of all, I would like to thank you for accepting us as attendees, virtual attendees for this great session. Hopefully, in the next sessions, we will be presenting in person. This is Soliman ALASAAD, Master of Post-War and Post-Disaster Reconstruction and Rehabilitation, a program in Ankara, in Turkey, with my fellow Amro from the same university and program in Turkey, and our supervisor, Dr. Salah Ismail from University of Cantabria from Spain. Our research or our topic title is Bridging the Gap Between the Local Authorities and the Donors in ATMEH Camp in Northwest Syria. Giving a brief introduction about the context over there, the war has started in Syria before 10 years ago, and unfortunately this is continuing. Many displacements occur throughout this period. Most of the displacements moves to northwest part of Syria, and northwest Syria accommodates now 2.7 million IDPs approximately. One of these IDPs is ATMEH Camp that we covered within our research, and 225,000 of population of individual are living over there right now. 72% of the shelters there are constructed with concrete block shelter units, whereas 26 of those people are in tents. What is the problem that where we focused? After any man-made or natural disaster, many humanitarian actors on the ground start to provide humanitarian aid, including shelter projects. So the shelter project that has been supported in ATMEH Camp is constructing blocking housing, concrete block housing units. And the donor that they fund this project has need to see the temporality of these constructions, that the IDPs will not stay, the internally displaced people will not stay in this place and will go back to their homeland, ensuring the temporality of this service, of these construction units. On the other hand, the local authorities, who are the decision maker on the ground, since the place is out of the control of Syrian government, so they seek to better service quality for those affected population with good materials to be protected from weather conditions and etc. So this conflict between both donors who are funding the project and the local authorities who are controlling the area, we through our research are trying to find an intermediate solution between both parties in terms of the controversial points, which some of them are the roof type of this construction unit, the shelter area, and etc. The donor approved one design, which the area of this shelter is 25 meters square, and the roof material of this shelter is plastic sheet with iron profile, which they claim that this ensures the temporality of the shelters. On the other hand, the local authorities claims to make to get the roof of these construction units with reinforced casted concrete and enlarging the shelter area to be at least 40 meters square. Here is the conflict between both parties. So we used a methodology to solve this, to manage this conflict between the parties and measure the satisfaction of people. First, we conducted focus group discussions with one small camp that have been supported with by another project of concrete block shelter units, but with plastic roof, plastic sheets roof. We asked the beneficiaries in this similar project about the privacy and space, the design and infrastructure, and the safety and security of those people before they moving to this concrete shelter unit and after they moved. What was the difference between using this the outputs of this methodology to suggest modular design and to manage the conflict between both parties. Small statistics about these FGDs. 32 FGDs have been conducted with 113 IDP internally displaced people. 51 of these participants are male and 49 are females. And we also included the people with disabilities through our questions. So 8 people was present within the FGD. What are the results of these FGDs from the perspective of privacy and space? Sorry, before those people, 94% of those were living in tents before moving to this concrete block shelter unit with the plastic roof, and 60% were living in uninhabitable houses. So what were the outputs from the in terms of privacy and space? Sorry, I highlighted just the obvious and the important outputs. 100% of the participants said that mentioned that there was no privacy before coming to this before moving to the concrete block shelter units. Also, some women mentioned that they were, since there was no privacy, they were obligated to wear their hijab to cover their head all the time, throughout all the days, as well as there was no any private life for the parents inside the tents or uninhabitable houses. In terms of design and infrastructure, the people with disabilities mentioned that there was no access to wash facilities over there, since there was no any bathroom or etc. or wash facility inside the tent. But it has been changed when they moved to the concrete block shelter unit. 100% mentioned that the plastic roofs faced many of roof leakage of these concrete block shelter units, unfortunately. In terms of safety and security, 80% of male mentioned about the fire risks in tents before moving. So using these outputs of these FGDs conducted, we suggested 2 shelter designs to use it as a second methodology to solve the problem and convince both parties, the local authorities and donors, and as well as meeting the satisfaction of the IDPs. So the shelter designs, including enlarging the area of the concrete block shelter units, as well as suggesting more resistant roof materials, but not to be concrete. This is since it's not acceptable by the donors. Ensuring the temporality and the better services for the IDPs. This is the first shelter design. The area of it is 36 meters square, as you see here, the plan in the picture. And the second shelter design is named double shelter design, area of 71 meters square, as you see here in the picture. And the roof of these these shelters should be either from Coribit sheet in the left side of the picture, which is combined of bitumen and fiber materials, or corrugated steel sheet, since they are more resistant and protect people from the weather conditions and etc., as well as meet the conditions of both parties and the satisfaction of people. As a conclusion, yes, these modular design and the FGDs are considered international intermediate solutions to get the approval of both parties. Therefore, the IDPs will be served with adequate shelter assistance and open the channel of open the door to further fund supports such projects for better humanitarian services in ATMEH Camp and all over northwest Syria. Many points spotted have been spotted. Outputs that have been spotted during our FGDs can be considered also as further and future studies for us as well. Thank you very much for listening. That's all from our side.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then actually this presentation also very interesting one, because it deals with what you called, we can't call in Syria, you are in the situation where post conflict era, still you are in the conflict, and one side, and the other side you are trying to rehabilitate and reintegrate and resettle those who internally displaced, right? And then Mr. Soliman and Amro and then Salah Ismail, you did the kind of the activity that is we are very much aware in Sri Lanka, because we militarily terminated the conflict in 2009. Then onwards we have had this sort of issues to deal with in the displaced people, and then also the reintegrated combatants and so on. I would like to ask how many IDPs are located in the area where you are working and this settlement setting? How many?
Yes, 225,000 of individual, approximately 33,000 households are locating in ATMEH Camp that we are working on. But this project will not serving all people, sure, because this huge number of people. So this will serve approximately 1,950 individual in ATMEH Camp.
Yeah, then who are the main donors to donate to this project? Who are the main donors?
Yes, the main donor for this is of the USAID for this project, actually, in ATMEH Camp.
Yeah, then again, I have concern about when you have this sort of housing project, because this house is a kind of it's a very central to the setting of the family's lives, right? And then do you have any concern about demographic and socio-cultural impact on that shelter? Because you have making structures, but still you have to deal with some areas, very sensitive areas, which are dealing with your cultural practices, and then even what you said is socio-economic and then socio-cultural things, right? Then it really goes to personal security, right? Have you ever seen and observed by having focus group discussion, did you get any insights from them about this sort of concerns?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Actually, there are many concerns from the donor regarding these points. So we generally no donor funded projects that can serve people who are locating next to the borders, which can be maybe bombed or etc., or at risk of military actions. From the other side, from the yes, regarding there are concerns to the donors regarding maybe if we can construct such projects, it may be demographic change in the area that we are serving, etc. In the FGD we conducted, the people mentioned concerns regarding the security, just only regarding the fire can be because they were living in tents, and the next position of these shelters are better many times of the past conditions. That's why they didn't mention about regarding any points.
Then what about access to the basic needs like water and then other stuffs, because once you are locating, then you need to have the water supply and then the sanitary facilities and so and so, because even you have to concern about climate or environmental concerns, because when you look at your the pictures, it seems like almost desert area, right? And then the setting the houses in sort of situation, then how it affects to the day-to-day life.
Yes, yes. Thank you for the question. You know that we focus through our intervention on the just the shelter side of the project. Yes, there are many other wash-related sides. I mean, water sanitation, wash facilities, etc. Sides of this intervention. There are many also kind of conflicts in this regard. Some, for example, the drainage systems will be could be open for the rainwater channels could be closed rainwater channels, or maybe open rainwater channels. What are the perspective of people? How can will this will mitigate the flood when occur, and etc. This will be actually also considered as further studies for us.
Okay, thank you very much, Soliman. And then we are looking forward to working with you, because we have similar situation in Sri Lanka, because we have also just terminated of complete the 1 decade ago, and still we have to deal with this sort of issues in Sri Lanka too. And then we are looking forward to work with you guys, and then actually we can share our experience in different contexts like Middle East and then South Asia and so and so. Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. We are ready all the time to work with you. Thank you very much for accepting us in this conference.
Thank you for your presentation.